2 more stages in the morning's loop before the first service and plenty of change at the top of the results. But not for rally leaders Michael Barrable and Damian Connolly. However, a misfire on the Focus WRC loses the pair a little time. Not a problem they will be wanting to carry so early on in the rally. After picking up the pace a little, Damian Cole and Craig Drew had a much better run on stages 2 and 3, pushing them up into second place, only 4 seconds down on the rally leader.
So Damian, content so far?
Yeah, we had a steady run through stage 1, much better through stage 2, and then stage 3 we had the fastest time, and I think we took 8 off BARRABLE, so we're only 4 behind him now for the lead.
And the stages are pretty dry out there, are they patchy in places at all?
Patchy, they're quite slippery. Stage 3 is the driest one, but the other 2 are quite slippery.
Struggling with the wet conditions, unable to get the power down in the rear-wheel drive Escort, Simon Major and Ashley Trimble would drop down to 3rd place, now 23 seconds down on Cole.
Certainly off to a good start, Simon. That was a lightning time on stage 1.
Yeah, I mean, we just had a tidy run, to be honest. Very slippy in there. But the first stage probably weren't as bad as the second, and we lost a bit of time on the second because it was very, very greasy pretty much all the way through the stage. So we just couldn't get the traction, obviously, but we're doing our best. Yeah.
Where are you holding up on the leaderboard at the moment?
I think we're 3rd at the moment, and we're losing a bit of time there to Damian, but generally taking a bit out of the rest of the WRC boys. So I think we're going to need it to draw it up, I think, to have any chance of winning, but there's a long way to go. You never know what might happen, so keep our fingers crossed, you know. We'll keep on pushing as hard as we can.
Holding on to their 4th place were Evo Challenge leaders Neil McCants and Johnny Hart, 8 seconds behind Major. Improving on their times and moving up the results accordingly were David KYNASTON and Andy Russell in the, so far, reliable Audi, now in 5th place, 3rd of the championship crews.
David, is everything running smoothly or a few problems here?
Yeah, it's fine. Got a funny oil leak that's coming up a cable in the cockpit, which is a bit odd because it's right in the middle of nowhere, and but it's been fed up from the gearbox. But otherwise, everything's fine.
Do you think you'll have time to fix it in service here?
Yeah, we'll wrap a bit of chewing gum around it or something like that, just to keep it at bay. We thought it was a major oil leak initially, but it's just all it's doing is coming up a cable. It's good.
Has it affected your times much this morning so far?
Oh, absolutely. I'd have been leading by miles if that hadn't happened.
6th place still for Michael O'Brien and Patrick Walsh. A few small problems starting to surface with the car now that would need addressing in service. Leaping into the top 10 in 7th place was the Escort of Brian Brogan, now one of the number of Escorts filling out the top 10. Another of which was Trevor Mulligan, dropping down a place to 8th overall. And another new addition to the top 10 was the Escort of Declan McNaughton, 9th place and only 5 seconds off Mulligan after stage 3. Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly continue to round off the top 10 going into the morning service. David Hardy and John McCulloch step up to 13th place and 4th of the championship crews. Dave Price was still driving cautiously and down in 35th place, but was 5th of the championship crews at this stage. And 6th registered crew in 47th place overall was the Impreza of Chris Rice and Bernard McSweeney. Stopping in stage 2 when a clamp came off the turbo pipe on the Skoda Fabia was current championship leader John Stone. This retirement certain to hurt his current run of good points finishes. Getting a little further before also being forced to retire were Mark Jasper and Don Wyatt. The wheel stood shearing off the back of the Metro and dropping the car onto the floor, ending their event on stage 3 and added to their run of bad luck this season. Stage 3 also sees us lose Roger Donnan and Leon Jordan in the Puma. Having been running up in 25th place, their rally ended in a drainage ditch at the start of the stage. Seen here from on board with Chris Rice and Bernard McSweeney. No real damage to the car, but they were forced to retire.
Last tree right, into tree right over crest jump, tree right on the jump, 60, 5 left in, past gate, and 2 right, 5 left in, and 2 right.
A repeat of the same loop of stages after service, and the Irish weather was still just as unpredictable. But this would be where Michael Barrable opened up his lead a little more, now with a 16-second advantage after stage 4. Damian Cole headed out of service on a soft-cut slick tyre, only for it to rain as soon as he left, meaning he couldn't match the pace of Barrable. But he still holds on to second place in the Focus. A further 17 seconds back in third place was Simon Major, losing around 10 seconds in stage 4 when the car locked up in the wet conditions and sent him into a hedge. No damage luckily, just valuable time lost. Setting an equal time to the rally leader over stage 4 helps Michael O'Brien, co-driven by Patrick Walsh, jump up to 4th overall. Trevor Mulligan also climbs the results to finish stage 4 in 5th place. David KYNASTON and Andy Russell had lost a little time after service and dropped themselves down into 6th place. Still a strong position to be in at this stage for those much needed championship points. Up a couple of places now into 7th was the escort of Declan McNaughton. Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly sit a further 4 seconds back in 8th place in their Mitsubishi Evo. And dropping a few places down to 9th was the escort of Brian Brogan, now 10 seconds behind Moffat. And rounding off the top 10 at the end of stage 4 were championship contenders David Hardy and John McCulloch, 4th of the registered crews at this stage. Missing from the top 10 after stage 4 were Neil McCants and Johnny Hart, the pair putting the car off at the end of the stage after taking a wrong tyre choice for the slippery Irish tarmac. Still hovering around the same place was Dave Price in the Mark 6 Escort, 34th overall, and he remains 5th of the championship crews. While Chris Rice and Bernard McSweeney are 6th in the points, 44th overall. Extending his lead by a further 2 seconds over the last part of this loop, Michael Barrable was looking good for a repeat victory here this weekend.
Well, Michael, apart from the small problem with misfiring this morning, everything seems to be running to plan for you.
Yeah, well, so far everything's going well. We had a little bit as a misfire for the first 3 stages. We were a bit perplexed as to how to find it. We tried changing everything and turned out to be a very simple thing, like a little thing broke off a spark plug. So on the next loop of stage we went out, we were fastest on 2. However, Damien nipped us on the middle stage, so it's still far from over. It's anyone's race. Very tricky, treacherous conditions out there. As we all can see, it's dry 1 minute, like it's 18 degrees of heat, then it's puddles. You know, it's still anyone's rally.
So you're feeling the pressure from Damien, certainly?
Oh, definitely have 2 Damians. If a Damien, well, Damien sitting beside me, it's his first rally with me, and if a Damien behind me, so I'm surrounded with Damien. So, I don't know, we please God, we'll keep the pace going, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed, and it'll be nice to bring it home again, to win this rally again for the...
Managing to take 2 seconds out of BARRABLE on stage 5, this effort will be lost again on stage 6 for Damien Cole, as he struggled with the wet conditions on the cut slick tyres. He finishes the loop 18 seconds down on the rally leader.
Holding on to second place at the moment, Damien, but still plenty of stages left here yet.
Yeah, we seem to be struggling on the first stage of the loop every time. We're not having very quick times through there, but stages 2, we were fastest on stage 5, and then Michael took 4 out of us again on stage 6, so the gap's 18 seconds now, which I think will be too much to catch him. But we're in the maximum points position in the MSA Championship, so that was what we came over to do, so that's fine.
And luckily, really, the wet conditions haven't caught you out too badly yet.
No, nearly a couple of times, but it's okay at the moment.
Struggling with the conditions even more were Simon Major and Ashley Trimble. The deficit to Cole's focus now 50 seconds going into the final service.
Simon getting closer to bagging those quality championship points?
Yeah, I suppose, you know, for the championship, second wouldn't be too bad, but I just want to win one of these, really. I'm desperate to win one, and the weather's just not being kind to us at all, unfortunately. It's probably been one of the most challenging rallies I've ever done, I think, in terms of like tyre choice. It's a complete lottery. So, but I think everyone's in the same boat. So, you know, but obviously we've only got 2 wheels driving this thing along, so it's very, very slippy for us.
Not much change in the bottom half of the top 10, as Michael O'Brien still holds 4th place. Although struggling to judge the lines in the left-hand drive car, this was causing him to back off in a few places. Trevor Mulligan occupies 5th place going into service, 28 seconds behind class rival Major in the similar car. Having completed 6 stages and got the car back to service, this was already the furthest into an event that David KYNASTON and Andy Russell had piloted the Audi Quattro this season. Not a bad performance either, ending leg 2 in 6th place. The escort pair of Declan McNaughton and Dennis O'Mahony still occupy 7th place, 26 seconds behind KYNASTON. With Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly a further 7 seconds back in the Evo. Neat and tidy for Brian Brogan sees him remaining 9th at the end of leg 2. And a change to 10th place now, as we see Welsh crew Neil Williams and Uric Davies grace the top 10 for the first time. For the championship crews, this means that David Hardy drops some time, now in 13th place, but he remains 4th in the points. Dave Price slides his way up to 29th overall, 5th in the points. And Chris Rice climbs 1 place to 43rd overall, still 6th championship crew.